So I was curious why you had actually stopped at the wall, not necessarily.
You were like, what did she tell
Yeah.
you? What did she say to you?
And you said, she said my zipper's down. out in the middle of New York, where that's common in New York. People do that on purpose. Did you do that on purpose?
Only in Manhattan.
Okay.
This is going to be, when we rewatch this episode, this is going to be one of the funniest things ever because there was no sound that entire time until I just fixed. So it starts with like you giving the punchline. People are going to be like, wait, what? Like, it's going to be the most confusing story ever.
Sorry, folks.
Hey, that's why it's the show before the show. We work out the kinks in those 10 minutes.
We make sure everything's good to go with the show before the show.
We'll do it another time.
Thank you to my beautiful wife for texting me and saying there's no sound on my computer or my phone. She was
got no
checking it
snare in
out.
my
She was
headphones.
checking out the stream.
There you go. Oh, there you go.
Somebody just texted me and said, remember how we said if something gets signed very quickly, we would announce it during this show?
Yeah.
It's not going to be able to be that quick.
Oh, we have to.
So you guys are going to have to
we
wait.
have to work that out.
There's nothing to work out. He's just working. The person who needs to sign it just won't be able to sign it in the next hour.
Yeah, that's a problem. We don't announce.
It's not really a problem.
Well,
we
we
don't
do have the
announce
other one.
anything that's not actually
Signed.
signed.
So here's the thing for people tuning in just now. It's almost 4 p.m. We have a Meat Bucks announcement. As you guys saw on social media, our social channels have been blowing up all day with votes. So thank you guys for voting as usual and supporting your favorite fighter. That's always really cool. I love seeing who is getting the most heat after an event, and there were definitely a few very standout votes this time. If you guys are new to the Meat Bucks, we've been working with Strip District Meats for, what is this, like the 4th event now, maybe? 3rd or 4th event. The way it works is we all vote, us, Danny Palm, Ryan, Jim, myself, and the GM of Strip District Meats, Brad. We all have a vote. Your fan vote counts as a vote.
Mm-hmm,
And then we see who wins the Meat Bucks. So all that is to say, the most popular vote on social media is not necessarily instantly going to win the Meat Bucks. But I will
because
say,
they do get a vote.
correct. It does count. It can be. It has actually been a tiebreaker. In the past, we've used it to break the tie, actually.
It's a part of the process.
Yes, it is part of the process. But also, it's just good for the fighter that you care about getting tagged a million times and helping blow up their channel, like making people be like, wow, why is everybody voting for this guy? I should probably go check them out and see what was so awesome about that fight.
We're live, by the way.
We are
It is
officially
the
live.
show.
This is the real show
actual
now.
show.
Welcome to the 247 Combat Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Hunter Homestead, joined by Jimothy Mooney and Ryan Rydog Middleton.
Nice.
Ooh, nice. Coming for your job, Ryan Kavanaugh. You hear that? Those silky broadcast tones, Kavanaugh? I hope you're tuned in so you know.
Oh, he knows.
Kavanaugh.
We come
the name
Brian
sounds
Kavanaugh.
familiar.
Brian, yeah.
Brian. Oh,
Brian-
Brian Kavanaugh.
Brian
that's,
Kavanaugh.
That's the one that we can count on, right? Is
That is the dependable one. The good
Roasted,
old.
brah.
He will be there for you.
Brian Kavanaugh.
Good
He'll
old
be
Bri
there.
Bri.
He'll be there. Good old
Bride
B-Rye.
puppy.
So, for everybody who tuned in on time and was not here for the show before the show, what's up? What's up? What's up? Thanks for joining us on this beautiful Friday, November 3rd in Hickory, Pennsylvania, which, if you don't know where Hickory is, join the club.
Missing out
I'm here and I don't know
on
where
nothing. No, it's a great place. I love Hickory. I love our space here. It's
The
awesome.
office is very nice. I will say the office is a huge upgrade in general. This place is really sick. Hickory definitely reminds me more of like where I grew up, which I like. I like space, and it's a little farmier out here, and your cell phone doesn't work. You have to connect to Wi-Fi. Like, pretty cool. It takes me back. Takes me right back. So
Make sure the strings are attached to the cans.
yeah, all that good stuff. We did shout out to Shilling Hill Farms because this place, there's a little sandwich shack, and I literally call it a shack because it's a shack. Right down the street, you walk up there, you don't go inside, it's just takeout. Jim and I went there for lunch, dude. This place is so good. I love this place.
Everything's homemade there for sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, she was even talking about that little side dish, which could be like a
meal,
the
an
meal
entree.
itself.
Yeah.
That she had just made it earlier today and brought it down to sell out of
Why
the
not?
shack.
Just gonna make some garlic parm chicken and pasta. Why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
Place is great.
You know, I was just like sitting in these chairs. These chairs are nice, but like my back has been hurting. Hunter,
Interesting.
Where's this going?
What
I
should
wonder.
one do in Western Pennsylvania if they feel like they're out of alignment or something like that?
You know where I would recommend? There's this great place called the Rehab Center.
Wow. Tell me more.
Isaac Greeley Rehab Center. That's all you need to know. Well, that's the sales pitch. Isaac Greeley. That's their slogan.
And what about locations?
They have multiple locations all over the Pittsburgh area.
Nice.
Most notably, here's what I love about the Rehab Center, because I think it's the most genius business setup that Isaac has ever devised. He's got the Mat Factory Wrestling Club that anybody watching this podcast knows of, loves probably. Mat Factory Wrestling Club, known for intense workouts, crazy Sunday practices specifically, just an intense place to train. Right next door, literally next door, connected, same building, Rehab Center, where you go to get adjusted, get massages, get the kinks worked out. They have a full recovery lounge with an ice bath, with leg compression, with cupping, all that great stuff. So you go get messed up at the Mat Factory, then you go get fixed at the Rehab Center. It's genius. It's completely genius.
It's like a demolition derby with
An auto body shop.
auto body shop right next door.
Yeah.
If you're ever feeling like, here's my challenge to anyone. If you ever feel like good about yourself, like I'm a good person. Go to the Rehab Center or the Mad Factory and meet Isaac, and you'll be like, man, I suck.
Yeah.
Because he's genuinely like, he's good looking. He's got like a physique that he's 46
Built like a
years old,
25-year-old,
and he's built
yeah.
like a 25-year-old. He not just looks good, but he'll go up against any of the guys like anywhere, and and then he's just like the nicest
He's unfair.
dude. He's genuinely like
Might be AI.
yeah. We were talking earlier today.
Could be. There's something there.
Allen Iverson.
Nice. No, Isaac
Wait,
practices.
We talking about Isaac.
We're talking about Isaac, not a game.
We talking about Isaac.
Not a grapple. We were talking earlier today, and we were like, yeah, I just can't be like Isaac.
No, I suck, not Isaac.
Yeah.
So it shouldn't have been be like Mike. It should be like Isaac.
Well,
That would
in
be a
Pittsburgh,
fun.
that's
that
it.
would be a fun ad campaign to do, like the Be Like Mike, but substitute Isaac and
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
It's not the same.
I feel like this
one
makes
syllable.
him. I feel like this kind of talk might make him uncomfortable though. Like I don't.
Oh,
think,
it would
yeah.
totally. Make,
He doesn't.
like right now, whenever he ends up watching this, whether it's
It'd be
now
like,
or later,
guys,
he's
please
like,
stop, please.
Cut it out.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry, Isaac, but you're awesome.
Okay, so now that we're done plugging Isaac,
No, honestly, I do want to finish the Rehab Center plug with one thing. I went to the Mat Factory one time to drop off tickets and went next door to see Isaac. He was working at the Rehab Center, and he like put me through the whole shebang. He like told his people like give Hunter the works, like get him a little massage, the roller bed, and then Isaac adjusted me and then took me to the recovery lounge. Like that, I felt incredible when I left that place, dude. Like it is wild how even me being not training every day, as you can see, like basically being sedentary, how out of whack my body was. Like that adjustment was huge. And I'd never been adjusted in my life. Like I'd never been to a chiropractor in my life. And Isaac was like, I'm actually surprised it's not even worse than this since you said you'd never been adjusted. I was like, but yeah, I also don't move. So there's that.
well, I was talking. I remember one time we were talking, and you were like, you were at my house or something, and we looked at like a closet that I had built like shelving in, like the wire shelving or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Was this like?
This is not ringing a bell. I
Okay.
can't tell if you're setting up a joke
No,
or if
no,
this
I'm not
actually
setting
happened.
up a joke. This actually happened, and you were
Okay.
like, "Oh my gosh, I could never." And I was like, "This is not a difficult task."
Oh, like putting all the shelves up.
Yeah.
Yeah, no thanks. Dude, shelving? Bro.
I went over his house one time to drop something off, and he was out mowing the yard, and
Who?
Hunter.
Yeah.
Let me just tell you, it
Yeah.
looked so awkward. Like things that don't belong together.
What's he doing?
That is it. Hunter mowing. It looked like he didn't even know the clothes he's supposed to wear. He's like so out of place.
Yeah, I was wearing a suit. It's
No.
like, I'm like the reverse. I'm very casual when I shouldn't be and very dressed up when I shouldn't be.
He was in the driveway.
Are you drinking a beer?
Going back and
Probably.
forth.
Almost certainly. Yeah, I mean, beer and yard work is, crucial.
Yeah, it just looked awkward.
I will say, I like mowing the yard, like push mowing the yard. It's nice. It's a nice little getaway from reality.
It's nice.
All right, what do we got?
Well, I think we should talk about what the cool thing that we were taking a look at this morning. Just kind of a little
There's
sneak
a
peek.
lot of the software.
Yeah,
Yeah, so we're
going to be introducing
Yeah.
something new.
for the fighters specific. It's going to be awesome for us. Like at the core, we're going to use it way more than anybody else for sure. It's planning software, event management software, and it's awesome.
It is. It's awesome.
like actually incredible how much power this thing has. So for us, it's going to help us stay organized, deliver things more efficiently to everybody, run events more smoothly, and especially moving into next year when we have our in place, this is going to be like, we're going to rely on this a lot. For the fighters, this is where I, like, when we were just going through it, like, this is where I was like, this is exciting. This is super exciting. Fighters are going to be able to have their own login and have an itinerary built for the fights where they can see checklists, they can see a lot, like pretty much anything we want them to be able to see and know, like, is my blood work done? When are weigh-ins? What do I need to bring to weigh-ins? How many
Hotel.
corner passes do I get? What's the hotel? Like, instead of how it works now, they ask, or we get ahead of it and like say we have to communicate that. Now it'll just be a portal. You'll just sign in like when you buy tickets to a concert and then they send you the email. Everything you need to know about the concert is in that email, and you can just access that and look. You don't have to contact the venue. Like, it'll be like that. When you fight for us, you'll go into your portal. All the information you're going to need is there. Of course, you can still ask questions, and we would encourage you if you don't understand something to ask us questions. But I think this is going to take so much guesswork out of the process. And fight week, I feel like we communicate pretty well with our fighters and coaches, but there are times on fight week where it does slip through the cracks, and like somebody will ask us, hey, where's my hotel? And I'll be like, crap, I totally forgot to tell you the hotel that you're staying in. Sorry, dude.
Well, and that's mainly the people that aren't on Facebook is how that happens.
Exactly. So this is like huge, man. Like, if you're on the card, you have to log into the portal. We're going to be able to see that you logged in, and
You'll
like,
get text messages.
reminder text messages. It's crazy. It is a crazy, especially for somebody like me who's unorganized, and Ryan will not contest that. Just an unorganized dude in general. Like, something like this is crucial. And I'm not saying that all fighters are unorganized, but I am saying they're not the most organized on average. Some of
Have we run into that recently?
Oh, I mean, not us, but I hear about it all the time.
Yeah, we touched on that a little bit with the last podcast.
Yeah.
What we've had to go through for some fights to make them happen.
Dude.
And
I listened back to that last podcast, and it's like mind-blowing what we went through on those two events in general. Like, the amount of hurdles was...
Yeah, there was. I don't know that there was any. Yeah, there was a lot.
oh yeah, yeah.
There was a lot.
But it was like
There was more than usual.
There was a lot in volume, but there was nothing that we hadn't kind of dealt with at some point before, just not all at once. And I do think we got kind of lucky. Like, the last couple shows, there wasn't very much of that stuff.
Sure.
It normally happens.
Yeah. You know what else happens at shows? Somebody puts on such a good performance that they win money to spend at Strip District Meats.
They don't actually win money. They
It's
win
money
a
to spend.
card.
I mean, that's a
Yeah.
gift card. That's
Yeah.
Let's be honest. If you get $200 worth of Strip District Meats, you're living the good life. Like, that's what you want. You'd rather have
That's
that.
literally what I want out of life.
Yes. Like if you said $200 cash or you can go spend $200 at Strip District Meats, I'd be like, it's the same thing. You just presented me the same offer.
What's
It's
this Strip District meat you talk about?
awesome. Dude? This butcher shop. This is the most legit. Like I don't even
Place
need to,
on earth.
I don't even need to pretend that I'm ad reading or anything like that because I genuinely love this place. It is so.
So you don't genuinely love Isaac?
Yeah. Yep.
Is that what you're saying?
Yep. That's what I'm saying. That's very clear. Thanks. Now I need to do. Cody Gamble's going to be in the comments telling me I need to do another Sunday
Incredible.
practice now. Yeah. Strip District Meats. You'll never guess where it's located. Right in Pittsburgh's Strip District.
Wow.
Yeah. Pretty amazing. Been there since 1952. Family-owned place. Brad, the GM, he trains at Indio and he's a huge fight fan. That's kind of how it got hooked up. He is the owner's daughter's husband, so he is the son-in-law of the owner. So it's a family business, family affair for him. He's very, very dedicated to that job. He's there super early, stays super late. It's crazy the amount of work they do, the amount of accounts they have in Pittsburgh. Like, it's kind of shocking the amount of restaurants in and around Pittsburgh that use their products. It's, I mean, it seems obvious in retrospect, but like until he was telling me about it, I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense that a butcher shop would provide the restaurants with that. Because you just think of like a wholesaler, like a Nappies or whatever does that. But it's cool that it's a local family-owned place that's doing it for a lot of the restaurants. And when you go there, the selection, guys, is like, I'm a big, I love grilling. I love smoking meats. I love cooking in general. And the quality is just, you can't, like Wagyu, high grade.
And it's
Wagyu.
like every choice you could possibly want. Like you can't
Literally.
go there and be like, yo, you don't have this. No, we do.
We
Right,
have
right
it.
over here.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
And actually, it might just be in the back, and we'll go cut it for you right now, actually.
But you want shark? Pull the shark out.
Yeah. Bring out the shark. I feel like that's Austin Powers. Is that Austin Powers? Bring out the shark? No?
No,
When
no,
it
it's
had
just
laser
not
beams
ringing
on
a
its
bell.
Is he like
Anyway.
an Austin Powers guru?
I thought
I
he
am.
would. He seems like
yeah,
it.
it's not ringing a bell.
Ah, dang.
Get in my belly, but
Yeah,
yeah,
get it in my belly. Definitely. Well, Strip District Meats, get in my belly.
There
Those
you
go
go,
hand in
yeah.
hand, too. So we take the best performance from the Brawl and the Burgh card. We've been doing this for the last 3 or 4 cards.
Explain who we is to.
We,
Yeah, we.
247 and Strip District Meats,
Yeah.
collectively,
Yeah. Okay.
we'll hand out meat bucks
Yeah.
to the best performance from a Brawl and the Burgh card.
Okay.
yeah.
I feel like I'm getting punked or something right
What?
now.
Why?
I don't understand. I feel like I'm missing a joke.
I don't explain who we is.
What am I, Jim? Can I tag in some help here?
Yeah, so I think he's talking
Back to
about
Austin Powers.
us as the crew. We vote separately, collectively, to come up with one vote.
Why?
The fans get a vote, and then Strip District Meats gets a vote.
Yes. That's
So-
who we is.
100%. Didn't we say that already?
Individually, we come together sepaately, but
collectively.
yes.
Yep.
And-
This is not.
and we pick a
confusing at
winner.
all.
I'm. Do I get to vote yet? Can I be we right now?
Yeah,
I have a vote.
you are we.
All right. So the deal is, as Jim just explained, we all vote. We're about to vote for our Meat Bucks winner. Brad could not be here today, unfortunately. He had to coach his daughter's soccer game, which is a noble endeavor. I understand, Brad. He is upset he can't be here. He does love doing these with us, and we love having him. And sometimes he even brings jerky from Strip District Meats, which I will say, kind of hard to say. Strip District Meats.
Strip
Sometimes you
District
stumble
Meats.
over it. And Drew, every event stumbles over it at least once, and it cracks me up. It cracks me up. So, who wants to vote first? Ryan, you're like dying to vote, it seems like.
No,
so.
I'm looking over everything.
I will
right
say,
now.
I'll just give Brad's vote then.
what is the qualification for the winner.
Yeah, because we have new listeners.
Yeah.
You know,
So
So
this
tell
is-
us what we're looking for.
This is the performance of the night. So the UFC gives out performance of the night awards. It could be a fight that goes to a decision and you just look so amazing the entire time that we have to give it to you. It could be the best knockout of the night. It could be the best submission of the night. Could be you faced crazy adversity and came back and won.
Okay.
Could be it's a little, up for interpretation. It's based on what you think was the most impressive performance from an athlete at Brawl in the Burgh 18.
All right. So I'm going to tell you that a close second place for me was Glenn Christner. I thought he really showed his development as a fighter, and like you would never expect him to choke someone out. This is a fight that they fought once before and went to a draw, and the draw was he got a point, his opponent got a point deducted, and that's how it ended up a draw. So it went 3 rounds, and other than that, like he was nudged by a little bit, but it ended up a draw, right?
Yep.
Came in and got a rear naked choke in the first round. Awesome job. Like totally not what we expected from him, and really blew our socks off. But what the performance of the night, best performance was, in my opinion, Hoot Lee. And that's so just the level of intensity, the determination, the fact that he did get like first thing, boom, got
That's a
his
great
clock
point.
cleaned.
Great point.
And literally in a 2-minute span was like all over the place, and the amount of intensity and the environment that he created by selling a bunch of it was electric. And yeah, Hoot Lee.
So while we're on the Hoot Lee train, I will say that Brad's vote is also for Hoot Lee, for the reasons being that he finished a novice amateur fight with body shots on the ground. And he thought that was just amazing to see somebody actually pull that off. And I think that's the first time I've seen it since I've been involved with 247. I know that's a thing with the novice amateur rules, not being able to ground and pound to the head. That always seems like such a limiting factor for wrestlers for their ground and pound. And it obviously is. But to see somebody within the rules still get the finish to the body, like that was impressive. And Trapper, without saying exactly, Clayton hurt Trapper pretty good there. Like those were devastating body shots. For sure.
It wasn't like he shook it off,
right?
And was
that
fine.
was it. I mean, I guess more so what I mean to say was that the stoppage wasn't like Trapper just wasn't defending himself and kind of turtled up, so Chip had to start it. Like, no, Clayton legit took him out with body shots. It was crazy to see that.
Well, I'm looking on the Facebook feed, and there's a lot of Glenn Christner fans on here.
Dude, Glenn Christner for sure on Facebook won the fan vote. Like, not even close. Not even close. Glenn's army is really cool to watch grow fight by fight.
Dude, he has that. He has a magnet, like just his genuineness of like, I'm me, and I don't like.
He is unapologetically Glenn Christner.
Yep,
Well, he has energy spilling out of him,
and
everywhere
he's
he goes.
hilarious, and
That's from his energy drinks.
Yeah, part of his hilarity is like an intentional, like silly, like I don't know. I just like his sense of humor.
For
It's
sure.
awesome.
Me too. Jared Billy says, not the first time, I hate to admit it, but Paul Dotson finished Andrew Evans at BitB18. Wow. I didn't remember that being body shots on the ground. But, I mean, I'm sure Jared's correct. I do remember Paul dropping him on the feet. Maybe he just, like, finished it off on the, like, polished it off on the ground. That could be.
Polished.
Yeah. Nice. Didn't even mean to do that. That's
You did.
nice.
You did it.
I did it.
You done did it.
Yeah, dude. What's Paul Dotson up to, dude? Where are you at, Paul Dotson? Traveling
miss you,
military man. We need to get you back in there, bruh. I see him looking all jacked on Instagram, but that's about it.
Jacked. All right,
Danny
so
Palm. I want to throw it to Danny Palm because
toss it on over.
It's time to get the Danny Palm insight.
We could probably switch that. Hold on, let's get the camera on Danny.
Yeah, swivel that thing. The Danny Palm breakdown coming your way, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh boy, here we go.
5, 4, 3.
Hello, people.
Hello, people. Oh,
All right. So for me, it came down to two fighters. It was Krishner and Hoot Lee. I was really impressed with the way that Glenn finished the fight. I thought that I was expecting him to come out there and classic slugfest like every time he gets in the cage, but he showed some real fight IQ. I thought he knew where he needed to get the fight, knew where his advantage was, and he finished it as soon as he could. And he knew that he needed to win. He said that. So it's such a tight vote for me, but I'm going Krishner second place, and my vote is for Hoot Lee. The body shot knockout was awesome. His overall performance I just thought was pretty dominant. The body shot stuck out for me so much that I forgot that he got dropped until Ryan said that. I forgot that he got his bell rung right when the fight started. So my vote's for Hoot Lee.
yeah, I think the comeback aspect of it, until Ryan said that, I hadn't really factored that in either. So that's a good point. He did face some early adversity in an environment where he was beloved and a heavy favorite with the crowd. To come out instantly get dropped, a lot of guys would have panicked in that situation. Hoot Lee did not. He did the opposite and came back with a fury. So, yeah, Hoot Lee. That's 3 votes for Hoot Lee. The social media vote on Instagram was definitely Max Jarrell. Stout came out guns blazing on Instagram. But I do want to shout out Glenn Krishner again for the Facebook and Craig Perry on Instagram. Craig had a lot of support on Instagram, including the champ Ethan Goss voted for Craig Perry on the grounds that Craig early in his career showed a clear weakness with his wrestling and grappling, and now won with his wrestling and grappling twice in a row, really. I mean, he wrestled Joe Al a lot too back in April. So pretty impressive to see Craig's career progression as well. Very deserving of meat bucks indeed for Craig and Max as well. So those guys we'll see. But with 3 votes for Hoot and Jim, who are you voting for? It's looking like Hoot's got it wrapped up. Not to spoil it, but that's 3 votes for Hoot.
Does my vote count for 4?
I mean,
well, so everything that everybody said, I agree with. I did want to have one sleeper pick, and I wouldn't call it a sleeper pick, but this is for a debut performance. So you've got that as pressure. You're coming in and representing your gym in the 247 cage for the very first time. Like, your gym we've never worked with this gym before, so there's that pressure. And then, do you want to disappoint your mother on her birthday?
Ooh.
You what kind of pressure is that? So Mike Rattani came out, and that was one of my favorite fights.
Yeah,
him and Dimitri.
yeah, for sure.
It's like both those guys, a lot of energy going at it, from the start to the end. I really like that fight, and I thought Mike, is a sleeper pick for performance of the night. With that said, though, finishing a fight, having a ref stoppage, not going to the judges as a novice amateur, we know what that takes,
Right.
and it just doesn't happen that often. And that is definite fight IQ. But you have to have the ability to do that, to put it away and do it in convincing fashion that the ref's like, okay, it's time to stop this.
Right.
So my vote goes to Hoot.
Nice.
If you were at this show for the first time you were exposed to MMA, you would think the only way that fights could end would be a decision or rear naked chokes. Those are the only way they end, because that's literally the card is every fight.
There was a lot of that.
Standing, smiling.
Body
rear naked
shots was
choke.
the only one I think outside of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't
was
even
there?
realize that.
Yeah, good point. I think that's it.
6 finishes and 4 decisions.
Nice. That's a good split.
Yeah.
I thought there were 11 fights.
Yeah, I think there were 11. And what else? I don't know. So
Did I miscount?
Yeah, there were 11 fights.
6 and
for
5.
sure.
we talked about Hoot, Craig Perry, Jarrell, Christner, Rattani. One more that definitely stood out to me was stood out so much that now my brain's swimming. Dan Walters against Kevin Hendricks. That was fight of the night quality for sure with the back and forth nature, but Dan getting the finish in the second round of just an absolute slugfest. Like, that's a super honorable mention as well. I just wanted to throw that out there. Dan's like, if anybody listens to the podcast a lot, they know that like we talk good on Dan all the time because he's a very exciting fighter. He gets better every time. He's just, there's a swag about him that's really, I like it. I like the way he fights. I like the way he carries himself. I like the performances he puts forward. His one loss was a fight of the year contender against, oddly enough, Hoot. So those two are like, I don't know. I'm not saying they're going to rematch at some point, but I would like to see a rematch at some point.
You like the way he moves.
I do.
But
I do like the way he moves. So those are all the honorable mentions. My vote. What's up, Dan?
What about Noah Gaudiella? We talked about him.
We did, well, briefly when we said standing, smiling,
Yeah.
rear naked chokes. That to me was like one of the most savage moments I've ever seen in the 247 cage. Just blatantly smiling at the camera, like,
I mean,
cheesing, bro.
I don't know. I don't know that I thought it was. I don't know that that's the right word. I think it's awesome. I thought it was like.
Style
I don't know
point.
about savage.
I think it's savage when you have somebody so dead to rights that you're that
Like,
unconcerned with any like.
yeah. See, I think I think that could be done like in a lot of places.
I love it. I love the understanding where the cameras are in that like literally
I
everything
liked
about
it.
it.
I liked it. I don't know that I would use the word savage.
Yeah, well, kids these days overuse the word savage.
That's
probably.
what they use. But I
Yeah.
agree on Craig Perry as a huge Craig Perry fan. Like seeing him, make a weakness a strength or like transition to where it's not a weakness anymore. Like that's great. He's a kid that, you hated seeing him go 0-3 and breaking the arm and doing all that stuff. And he's just come so far. And
Yeah.
I remember him, I didn't see him. I was up at the Mat Factory and I was dropping stuff off for Justin and Ethan. And he's like, yeah, I was there. And then he said to me, who'd have thought you'd see me at a wrestling gym? And I was like, dude.
True. Respect the grind on that. And, shout out Glenn Christner on that same front, because as much as we talk about Craig's development, we've seen something similar from Glenn, and Danny Palm was definitely talking about it with his composure and just understanding go get that win instead of just slugging for 3 rounds. His fight IQ definitely improved. Glenn's been working a lot at the academy as well as Anvieres, so he's being intelligent about understanding that he needs these different looks. Some different instruction can help. Cross-training can be extremely valuable if you do it right, and we see it all the time locally with these guys. So I'm excited to see Glenn taking his career very seriously and continuing to improve each and every time out, because physically he has a lot of natural athletic gifts. Clearly a very strong guy, crazy chin, heart and determination. Like, he has a lot of these things that you can't necessarily teach in place. So whenever you start adding the teachable skills, he can be a savage.
Sasha Reynolds is on the 247 live stream saying hello. Who is next? Folks, just want to add one thing before I forget. We are currently working through, we're always looking to improve everything we do, right? And we don't have tickets on sale online yet for Sprawl in the Burgh 3 and Brawl in the Burgh 19, December 15th and 16th. But what we will have those on soon, but we're working through figuring out if we are moving our ticketing to a different platform and working through those those issues and the differences and all that stuff. So we're we're setting a deadline to have it up and running by next Friday. So expect to be able to get your tickets online late next week.
Beautiful.
We keep having people ask, and I feel bad. We're just working on getting the details worked out there.
Well, what I would say to make people feel better on that front is that clearly we also want you to be able to buy tickets, right? Like this is something, there is a clear hold up here. If you walk into a business and somebody wants to give you their money, you want to take that money. Like, of course, we want you to buy tickets, but there's a very good reason for it. And that, as Ryan said, will be revealed very soon. So you'll be able to buy tickets soon. You'll be good. December is going to rock. December is looking real good right now.
December is going to be phenomenal. I'm super stoked. We got Matchmaker Jim here, like a scientist, creating his master plan for the Brawl December.
And before we totally get off BitB18, I guess we should just formally say it. Hootley won the meat bucks. Like, as you can
Congrats,
tell
buddy.
by the way of the votes, it was kind of anticlimactic because the votes were all kind of one-sided there. But I do just want to stress, like Max, Craig, Glenn, Dan Walters, Noah, with the exceptional performances. This happens every time we give out meat bucks. We feel bad about people.
There's
who
lots
don't
of
get
people
them.
with great performances, but
Yeah. It's good. I mean, it just shows the level of MMA that we have in Pittsburgh right now, that we could have easily given it to 6 different people on that card, and they were totally deserving of that.
one that
Pretty
should
awesome.
never get it is Ethan the Wolverine Goss.
Totally,
Never.
totally.
He got a knife.
He's actually a vegan.
Enjoy
anyway, isn't
your
he?
knife.
Isn't he a
He's-
vegan? So
he's
what
a
would he?
That's
vegan?
comma.
I was kidding.
No, dude.
He's just
a
like the
vegan.
least vegan guy ever.
He only eats meat.
yeah. It's a carnivore. So I totally forget what I was going to say. I'm like reading comments and then losing my train of thought. I'm being Ryan today. Jared says Jim is the man when it comes to matchmaking. No disagreements there. Oh,
Appreciate
I
it.
remember what I was going to say. You've heard us talk about all of these amazing performances, right? We've talked about Walters, Perry, Christner, all of them. Hootley just won the meat bucks. If you're sitting there listening and saying, "Wow, I wish
Anthony
I could have seen this."
Hogebeck is doing a great job on YouTube. I just want to say.
Nice.
So he said Max easily wins performance of the night, and then he says Max looked like it was his 10th professional fight. Then he says, and I'm gonna Martinez.
Wow.
Martinez finished his opponent in warm-ups, and then he said Luke finished Cahill at weigh-ins.
Oh,
Yeah.
Hound Dog on the loose on
Hound-
YouTube.
Hound Dog is performing stand-up comedy over there on YouTube, on the YouTube channel.
Timbo in there too, man, on YouTube. Timbo's that guy. He's been supporting us like crazy for so long. I freaking love it.
Timbo's a
freaking love it.
beast. He's a beast.
So, all right. First thing before I forget it again, you guys, if you're hearing us talk about these finishes and you're thinking to yourself, "Wow, I would love to see these fights. These sound like amazing fights." I have some phenomenal news for you.
Phenomenal.
Phenomenal news. This Saturday, tomorrow, at 10:30 p.m. on 22 The Point.
Get the watch party started.
Get the watch party. Get your friends, get your family, fire up 22 The Point. We posted on our Facebook and Instagram today how to watch 22 The Point. It's local channel 22 on local Pittsburgh cable. That's obvious. You can watch it online at 22thepoint.com. But if you have DirecTV, Comcast, Spectrum, all the Armstrong, you can watch it. The channel guide, we posted that as well. So pretty much no matter what you have, you can watch this.
No matter what.
Yeah. And also it's not specific to Pittsburgh region. If you're a blue corner fighter that's out of town and want to watch it online, 22thepoint.com. You can watch wherever you are in the world. So we're showing the full Brawl in the Burgh 18 fight card. Every fight, it is trimmed. Like when you watch it, there's no walkouts. It's like a stripped down condensed version because for 2 reasons. We have to fit it into a 2-hour window, first of all, and the shows are like 3.5 hours. So that's problem number one. Got to cut a lot out. But we don't cut any action out, to be clear. Like
All of the
action's there in
action.
full. And also,
It's all live too, so it's live tomorrow night.
yeah,
Those fights are actually taking place tomorrow night at 10:30.
So if you want to go bet on them, I can tell you probably how they're going to go.
Bet with your friends. Be like, oh, I got this guy.
Oh my God, you
Rear
guys
naked chokes.
get one of your friends that has no idea what it is and bring them over and like predict each fight.
Oh, this guy's
They're
really
going to be
good.
like, how do you know? You're like, dude, I just know fights. Like
I know fighting.
Just get a few drinks in them. They'll have no idea.
just betting them. Oh, that's awesome.
yeah.
I love that.
Man, they clear their cage out really fast.
How do they do that? Yeah, how they get in there so fast? So it's a little condensed in that way, but it's kind of cool. I don't know if you guys watch like if you miss a football game, NFL on their YouTube channel puts condensed versions of every game like almost immediately after they're over. And it's a cool way to watch the game. It like takes all the time out between snaps. It's just like boom, 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 boom. Here's what happened. It's kind of how these fights feel, but you do get the full rounds at least and everything. The other reason is, and we're working on some workarounds around this. This is annoying to me because I think the walkouts are really cool. Like that sets a good tone. The camera angles look good. The lights look good. Like I like the walkouts. The licensing for music on television is crazy expensive and dangerous to air music if you don't have the licensing rights to it to broadcast. So we don't want to get sued. So that's why there's no walkouts.
For sure.
Being sued would be anti-fun.
We don't like that.
Yeah, not too cool to be honest.
Not cool.
So there's that. 22 The Point tomorrow again at 10:30. So Saturday 10:30, you can watch the full 10:30 p.m. You can watch the full fight card, every fight, every finish we just talked about. Hoot Lee's Meat Bucks winning performance, all of that. Post-fight interviews are still there. So if you want to hear if you want to hear Hoot and Mike Rattani's post-fight interview that I absolutely loved, happy birthday, Mom. Like, yes, go rewatch that, the whole card. Ethan Goss.
Top babe.
You can hear it.
Babe.
I watched it back. So I saw Mateo leaving the hotel the next day, and I was like, dude, I got to ask, like, who was that yelling top ape the whole time? He's like, oh, you mean my dad? I was like, nice. Nice.
Yeah.
We had a fair amount of people that didn't love that.
I got to say,
that was persistence
Dude,
personified.
I was amazed at how consistently and how long, like, that he's got.
I think it's hilarious.
Yeah, like Papa Garner has crazy stamina, dude. To be able to just do that for 15 minutes, that was incredible. I was genuinely impressed. I love stuff like that, dude. I'm a sucker for like families supporting their kids and things like. I love it. I loved seeing it.
I'm a sucker for cornrows.
He had a
I'm a
pretty
sucker
good
for
base
that.
there.
Yeah. Oh, dude, Mateo.
Yeah.
Mateo's crowd showed up.
Oh, I thought your head was cut off, but it's just because I was too low on the screen.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
My wife texted me and said, I can't wait for a girl to win Meat Bucks. Hashtag Jess Elizabeth. That's hilarious.
Well, she doesn't know that Jess doesn't fight MMA.
It's okay. She loves Jess Elizabeth, by the way. Like she watched that podcast with Jess and Selena, and she is now a big Jess and Selena fan.
So I want to give a little like super teaser. Can we give a little super teaser? No
names.
details. No
Yeah.
details.
Yeah.
Guys, we have, can I just say this? It's been a while. It's been a minute, right? But we have, are there 3?
At least. I'm working on, I actually have
are 3 done.
done.
Okay, guys.
But I want to add,
This is awesome.
there's one that I have in my back pocket that I haven't told anybody about yet.
Nice. Listen, what I do know is this. We have 3 women's MMA bouts signed and ready to go for December 16th. How sick is that?
Not one.
Not 2.
Maybe not even 3.
Maybe more, but we
That's a
have
lot.
3 signed, and that's exciting.
That is a lot of female fights, and that is awesome, dude. That's huge.
Those are so. I don't. If you've ever watched this, you know that like we say that they're the hardest to match because
Super hard.
what happens is especially in PA, like there's states outside of PA that have different rules and different expectations, but with the rule set we have, it's really hard because you might have like 3 or 4 people within a reasonable distance that might be able to be matched against. And if you go to those 3 or 4 people and you say, hey, we have this fight offer, and they're like, no, then you're out of people
Yep.
very very quickly. Whereas you have a 155-pound 2-0 male, you literally have you
Probably
can,
7 or 8 at his gym.
you can literally
Yeah.
keep finding
Yeah.
like more people to ask. With women, you run out of people to ask like that.
Yep. And I would like to point out that if you tuned into this, because I know when we teased this podcast, it was Meat Bucks, which we announced went to Clayton Lee, but also that there would be a fight announcement. That wasn't the fight announcement. Like that, stick around because I didn't even know we were going to talk about the fact that there were three
we just
plus females.
that's
Yeah, that
the
just happened.
spontaneous.
Yeah, I just didn't want listeners to be like, well, there's the fight announcement there too. I'm peacing out. No, we're going to announce names here very soon.
Good point by you.
Just so you know, when we sign fighters to contracts or bout agreements, we have a part of that agreement is that they're not going to spill the beans.
Right. They
So
can say they're fighting.
they can say they're fighting. They can say the date, but until we make the announcement, they're not allowed to spill the beans. So the people that that we think are possibly one of the 3 bouts, like they know they're just not allowed to be publicly saying it.
yeah.
So while we're on that, in the comments, there is somebody that I think Jared said he was told by one of the fighters, there's fight news coming.
Very interesting.
Yeah, when are we gonna get to that one? We got other things to cover before we.
I think we could
Release
probably
that.
just go ahead and get to that. So let's reveal this in layers. We talked about on the when Ryan went live on Instagram to like let you guys know, tune into the podcast. He said something and said we'd be announcing a fight that would also be a title eliminator, meaning the winner gets a title shot, which is pretty exciting, I think. So,
Remember when Danny couldn't do what he just did now
yeah.
because he had to switch cameras?
You see how much better I've improved Danny Palm's life? Exactly. I take care.
That's nice.
I take care of our team. bro.
Danny just got up to go potty. So.
Model of efficiency.
Exactly. So we have this is an amateur title eliminator. So the winner will be in line for a title shot. Very exciting. One of the parties is in the comments right now.
Christian Swanson?
Christian?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Like this is news to me. Is that it?
That's not it. That's not it.
Is it Odin?
That's also not it.
Not it. Okay.
Although, shout out Derek Brown, once in that 8-person bracket at Brawl 3.
He's
Could
got
be
a
the
big.
baddest crowd.
He's actually fighting tonight.
Whoa, nice.
Yeah, he has a.
Oh, yeah,
Philly.
he does.
Yeah,
I thought that was tomorrow. I forgot that some
it's on a
fights
Friday.
on Friday always throws me off.
Danny, how was everything?
How'd it go?
Good. We were bragging about how Hunter made your life better because you don't have to use the board over there.
Yeah.
To switch cameras.
Don't have to switch cameras. You can focus on other things instead. So we have Jimothy Mooney, but we also have Timothy Slice.
Timbo.
The one and only Timbo Slice.
Wait, he's matched?
He's matched. He's signed. He's ready to go.
Is he delivered?
He's about to be delivered right to our
Bam!
front door. Monroeville Convention Center on December 16th. Brawl in the Burgh 19. Timbo Slice is back fresh off an inverted triangle submission victory at 513 Fight Night back in September for us.
Are you talking about Timbo music?
Not Timbo Music. Timbo Slice. The other Timbo. It is crazy that we have 2 Timbos regularly commenting. That's a pretty high Timbo per capita ratio. I'd say that's one of the highest in the United States, actually.
Are you tracking it?
Yes. So Timbo Slice is back, ladies and gentlemen. If you guys have followed us for a while, I guarantee you're a fan of his because his fights are 100% action, 100% of the time. He's a fight of the night waiting to happen.
It's go, go, go.
The guy rules. He's awesome. Awesome to work with. Great support system. Great family. They always come out and support him. Like I was just saying, I'm a sucker for that kind of stuff. I love that.
I had breakfast with him.
Yeah, see? Just a good dude. And
Yeah, at the hotel after
Nice.
that place.
Yeah.
that we don't want to name.
yeah. But he's the man, and
Since
having
crappy.
him, yeah. So we had his MMA debut at BitB18, I think, last December, right? That was his debut, Danny Palm, right? Colton Musgrove, Timbo. That's
How do you
crazy.
Remember that?
You know. Just
Did
remembering
did Timbo Slice? Was he following us before that?
I don't know. I forget how Timbo came to be honest. Like how we matched him at that.
He just
first
always
time.
was.
Yeah, he just was and is and will be.
Timbo.
So Timbo, remind
Always
us if you're still
was.
listening in the comments. How did you first submit an application, or how did we find you? That's crazy to think.
How
of.
are you always was?
Yeah.
Timbo.
So, he fought Colton Musgrove, and I believe that was the first fight of the night at BitB18.
It was, yeah.
And it was like the most rock'em sock'em fight. I remember we were all like, what is Timbo's chin made out of, dude? Like, what is going on right now? And it was just madness. And ever since that day, Timbo's now 2-1 in MMA and just competed at Sprawl 2. So his activity in the past calendar year is pretty wild. That's 4, and I think he was competing in Michigan, some grappling tournaments in between as well. So
He competitions a lot.
he's been active. My man is getting after it, being very active, and he's coming back for an extremely high-profile fight at Brawl in the Burgh 19 against.
Okay, do we really like we make it
Against?
this easy?
Are we going to
Jared
announce?
Billy is like at the edge of his seat.
I don't know.
See if he can, Jared. Let's see if you can guess.
It was Austin Martinez. Austin
AW.
Martinez shared the love.
Shout out Austin Martinez. Love that guy too. He's awesome to work with, man. Austin's a dog. That's really cool, man. I said something to this effect at the last podcast, but it was in relation to like PJ Barch and Dante giving a good word. Those like good referrals mean a lot to us, man. When a fighter goes out and says they had a good experience with us, that carries a lot of weight. That means a lot to us. That's not something that we take lightly at all. And that's a big reason why we try to do things the way we do. So you guys do have that experience that you want to share. A positive review in this business goes a long, long way.
Hey,
So thanks, Austin.
Just to let everyone know, there is a very real and good possibility that future podcasts will own, like the live podcasts, will only be on 247 Live. So I just wanted to give you a heads up. Now's the time to download that app. Download bookmark stream 247live.com, because pretty soon I think we're going to be moving to just 247 Live, and you don't want to miss it.
Yeah. So our there's no need to really explain why. It's cool though. It's a cool reason.
So,
Nobody's
did
gonna
anybody guess who might be the opponent for Timbo?
I don't know if
was
anyone's
awesome.
talked about who is going to be.
Who could possibly be his opponent?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
Go, Jared. Go ahead and guess, because Jared said, "Jim, were you asking me to guess Timbo's
Yes.
fight?" Go
Yeah,
ahead,
let's
Jared.
go
Guess
for
it.
it.
Guess
Jared,
it.
you get to guess. Please wait until you guys
And there
get
will
it
be complete
on Fire,
silence.
Cube, and Android.
Yes, it will be by then. I would hope. Jared.
It better
Yeah,
be.
it
We're
better
getting
be by then.
frustrated. It should have been
Yeah,
already.
yeah. Those apps, iOS, Roku, Apple TV, super smooth.
No
Fire
problem.
TV and Android, not so smooth. Well, we're working on it. We are working on it. Jared, guess. Edgar Parrilla versus Timbo for the lightweight title. So, to be clear, Jared, this is not a title fight. It is the winner of this fight will be guaranteed a title shot.
It's
So,
a title eliminator.
If you want to guess again, if that changes your guess, I'll give you another guess. So it's not Edgar, to say the least. It's also an advanced amateur, meaning they have at least 3 fights. So Edgar is 2-0 right now. However, Edgar for a future title fight makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
I
we-
like where your head's at.
we like minimum 4 fights, period,
Yeah.
to even be considered for a title fight.
A title needs to mean something, guys. Like, we're not just throwing out titles for the sake of throwing out titles. That
Timbo
doesn't make any
Slice is
sense.
getting frustrated.
He is. He's like, can you guys just say it?
Who could possibly be his opponent? Does anybody?
Nobody knows who it could be.
Come on,
I'll tell you in a bit.
I'll tell.
I'll tell you soon.
All right. All right, Jared. I'm not seeing I'm not seeing a second guess from Jared. He's either like going through the archives to figure out who could qualify. This is awesome.
They're not even like, if you know it, it's so obvious.
Yeah.
And if you don't know it, you're like, what are you guys
what
laughing
is happening
Yeah,
right now?
who are they
Jared-
talking about?
All right, Jared stumped. We've stumped the Schwab.
Okay.
We've stumped Jared Billy.
Hoot could it be? Hoot could it lead?
Let's just say nice. Those meat bucks will be fueling a fight camp here very soon. We'll just say that. Clayton Hootley, Jared Billy versus Timbo Slice. Hootley's back. Timbo Slice wanted.
Would you let him do it?
Oh.
My goodness. I was like, he won't shut up.
The most delayed. I love it. So Timbo, we'll say it. The call before Timbo fought in Cincinnati, right, was we were working towards Timbo versus Edgar Parilla. And that's when they were both 2-0, or 1-1 and 2-0. That would have been a completely sick fight, and still a sick fight in the future, perhaps. Instead, Timbo went out, got a win, now qualifies for advanced rules in PA. Hootley obviously just got a win, moved to 3-0. So we've got 3-0 versus 2-1. Two of the most exciting guys, two of the most just get the crowd hyped guys possible. This is like
There's going to be so much energy in that place.
Dude, that fight is going to be just absolutely bananas, and I cannot wait for it. December 16th at Brawl in the Burgh 19 at the Monroeville Convention Center. Tickets on sale very soon, ladies and gentlemen.
And no, Jared Billy, we are not kidding you at all.
We are not kidding. That's real. It's signed on both sides. We'll have posters and tickets out very soon. But Clayton Hootley versus Tim Von Biedenfeld, Timbo Slice, December 16th. Insane.
Uh-oh.
Insane.
Timbo's giving a little
Walkout song. Oh, he told us. I know what it is.
Oh, did you know?
Yeah.
You got to tell me off air.
He's right. Pittsburgh's going to be like they're going to be rooting for, well, Hoot's more like Somerset than pure Pittsburgh. I was going to say they're going to be like rooting for Hoot, then they're going to hear his walkout and be like, hang on, I do kind of like this guy.
Ooh, I think everyone's like that anyway. But
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Hoots fans will not be, though. That's
Dude,
for sure.
This crowd's going to be electric. That's instantly like one of the fights that I'm just, that one.
Here's the thing. This, I honestly, like, as I've seen this card come together, I always think about like, oh, like the crowd and like what's it gonna be like?
Bangers.
This
Bangers.
crowd.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, we haven't released tickets yet. Get your tickets early because when we release them, there are a lot of tickets that are not going to be available because these guys command a lot of tickets.
Yeah.
So when we have a lot of ticket sellers all on one card, those tickets go very fast.
You guys experienced it if you were on that April card, which Hoot was, oddly enough, on that April card.
And Patton was.
And Patton.
So, yeah, there's two huge announcements that should be coming within the next day or two.
Guys, we're working on a lot of stuff right now.
Hoot has the announcements.
Jared Billy said, take my money right now. Yeah.
Yeah,
We'll see you there, Jared. Believe that.
It's going to be a great time. Like, I really like what we're doing with the sprawl and having a tournament, and I think that's going to be awesome. So, if you haven't heard yet, sprawl is going to be tournament format. We're also going to carry over those finals of the tournament into Saturday, so you'll be able to get some grappling in with your MMA. That'll be like before the MMA show. We'll have the finals and potentially some super fights. So super exciting stuff happening here at 247. Thanks to you guys. You guys are always cutting edge and doing awesome stuff.
You know.
So-
Thanks.
Okay, so, are we going to talk about the tournament at all and some of the things that?
The tournament is Bruno, and we don't talk about Bruno.
First off,
No.
I need to address a very disturbing comment Timbo Music said, I just noticed Diet Turner's tea. That's nasty. Bro, Diet Lemon Turner's is like a gift from the heavens directly. It's beautiful. Anyway, sorry. There's some rumblings that people want to see Hound Dog compete in December.
That's
scrapping.
YouTube Timbo.
YouTube Timbo Music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
YouTube Hogaback he stopped his comedy tour and now he's like getting serious.
Yeah, those were pretty good.
Dude, he was like zinging. He was like Zingbot on Big Brother.
All right, Parm.
Zing.
Parm has a good point. He said not the baby bottle Turner. So yeah, the nipple Turners it's not my favorite way to consume it. I definitely prefer the carton, but when you got to take what you can get, I take the baby bottle. Maybe I should just unscrew the top so it's not as blatant every time. But hey,
no, it's
Parm keeping
it's
me
appropriate
honest.
for you.
Yeah.
Oh, it's appropriate.
Asking, we're looking for local Pittsburgh grapplers. Is there a way we can get Denny Bingaman in the tournament if you'd like to be? Yeah, unfortunately, Denny being from Michigan wouldn't qualify for the tournament, but
Tournament's local only. You can be in Western Pennsylvania. You can be like, I don't know, an hour or so away.
Yeah.
Like there is some flexibility. Like if your gym is always on our
Right.
shows
Exactly.
and your
Like
Gorilla
Gorilla
House,
House, yeah.
absolutely. But if we haven't worked with you before and you're outside of like an hour away, then we're probably going to leave it to those that we've worked with.
Yeah. However, like if Denny does want another super fight, he looked phenomenal against Drew Landefeld. So I'm not opposed to having him back by any means. We will have some super fights as well. So
Here's the thing: if you are let's give a little rundown on what this tournament is. It's a $3,000 first place prize.
did you say 3,000?
$3,000. Okay,
That's a lot of money.
so $3,000 first prize. But here's the thing: you got to be in Western Pennsylvania. You got to be. We're gonna look at the applicants, and
$3,000.
the most qualified applicants will make it, and we will invite you into it. We will have a list of alternates that can come in if someone is no longer able to make it. But you got to apply online. Where do they go to find the application?
247fighting.com. It is on our blog. If you click, I believe, news on the top menu, it's the first submission. But probably the easier way is just go to our Facebook and find the post with the link directly to it. That's probably the easiest thing to do. I'm
going to put it in the comments of all.
Yeah, nice. Do that. Please apply so we can build the bracket. We have a good start on the men's bracket. I'll say that one looks like it's taking shape and going to be just absolutely insane. Like it's basically a dream scenario for me personally. Like if I was just hand picking 8 guys, it's kind of looking like that right now. What?
I don't know. Just some of the things you say are funny.
And we are. So are we considering?
I just want to make fun of you right now, but I didn't want to interrupt
expanding
you.
it based on the submissions.
Say that again.
It's we posted it as an 8-man
Oh.
tournament, 8-person tournament.
We have rumbled about making it a 16-man tournament. And I say man intentionally because the female bracket is definitely
looking sparse.
is definitely
Sparse.
8. It's like we knew. I mean, Jess Elizabeth kind of told us ahead of time too that it was going to be difficult. And it is. It's just
We could have 2 men's brackets. Like,
Yeah.
let's see how this thing shakes out.
yeah.
So
Go apply by, let's set a deadline. We don't have a deadline, and that's something we should have done. Let's call it
Next Friday?
Next Friday. Apply by next Friday's podcast. Submissions are
We're done.
We're done.
We're done. We're done.
We're done. So apply by next Friday. Guys, $3,000. Like, for real, where do you get that grappling?
How
That's
many?
Pretty tough. 3,000.
Okay, here's the thing, though, too. Just plan. This is a part of the deal. In order to be able to get this $3,000 grand prize, we're going to have weigh-ins. You have to be at weigh-ins. They're not going to be.
No more video weigh-ins.
You have to be there. That's a part of it. So when will weigh-ins be? Most likely, it'll probably be like on Friday at noon or something like that. You're going to have to. You cannot work on Friday if you want to be a part of this tournament. You're going to have to take the day off, request off, do whatever it takes, because you're gonna have to be at weigh-ins.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's a $3,000 and a belt grand prize. Like, it's a serious thing. It's not just this flippant, I'm going to show up and go compete. Like, no, like, take it seriously. It's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, and if you're saying you can't take that time off from work because that's how much you'll lose in a day's pay, are you hiring? So yeah, you have to be there. We've run into that in the past, and it's worked out to some extent, but it makes things run much smoother if we have everybody there at the same time. We're not having to backtrack and find out where this person is. Oh, he or she was doing a video weigh-in, or they're showing up at 5.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to be here with the MMA weigh-ins. We need everybody there for the grappling weigh-ins at the same time.
Yeah. Very important.
Prerequisite.
Very important. This is going to be our first, it's our first go with a bracket style grappling tournament. I love the competitiveness and fairness of a bracket. I'm a sucker for brackets and things of that nature.
Dude, you're a
in general.
sucker today.
Such a
Everything is about being a sucker.
Such a sucker for stuff. Yeah, with the nipple bottle too.
I'm a
Interesting.
sucker. Look at me.
Very interesting.
Hey, guys.
Semen.
Oh, his most hated thing. He literally just died.
He boomed me. Danny Palm boomed me. Got me good. Unbelievable. I'm done. I'm tapped out, guys. Submission of the night.
Yeah,
Danny Palm by Chipmunk Voice.
Selena, Sasha says that Selena told her dad she wanted a rematch.
Whoa. At Twisted Church? Wait, do you mean Maya Yankello versus Hang on.
But you gotta apply. You gotta apply. But
No, that's
if
they're
we're talking
about super
fights,
fights.
yeah, that's different.
Yeah.
you still
'Cause
you still gotta
Sasha's
apply,
not
let us
eligible.
know. Right,
Yeah, you gotta. That Sasha has to apply on. Well,
unless she moves
she's
here.
we know
She's
she'll,
in, yeah.
yes, we know she wants on.
we have
So
her data.
like that's interesting because Sasha, we didn't push it too hard because it is what it is. But like Sasha beat Carly Joe, beat Selena, and now beat Jess Elizabeth. Maya Yankello now, like just Sasha versus Pittsburgh is a good theme that I like to keep
Sasha
running.
says she will take anyone. Anyone?
Sasha,
How far does that go?
dude.
Anyone?
Sasha's so good. She's insanely talented. She's definitely working at Adamas. She's on that path of becoming a superstar in the grappling world for sure. At her age and what she's accomplishing and what she's doing, as much as she's competing and as successful as she's been, it's pretty wild to watch. So
Sasha, are you just looking at grappling, or are you looking to someday? Are you looking to someday do MMA as well? So let us know on that. And yes, you need to fight Hunter.
Sasha, I
I'm
will
pretty
fight
sure
Hunter.
that's like your easiest.
Oh, dude, long legs with her? No way. Like she'll heel hook me in 4 seconds easily.
I'm sending
That's
out
probably giving myself credit too.
bout agreements coming out shortly.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
I will fight Hunter. I love.
Now we've got both Timbos in the Facebook comments warring. This is awesome. Timbo versus Timbo.
Facebook.
All I know is I'll inverted sharpshooter him so fast, send him back to Michigan. I love it. But yeah, Sasha versus Maya Yankello. Interesting indeed. I kind of like that.
Anthony, thank you. Go have fun training.
Go train, bro.
Get that training done.
Go train, dog.
So can we talk about? I think it's actually 4 submissions that we had for the women's bracket. Do you remember seeing them?
4 entries?
Yeah,
No, I didn't.
there were. So let me pull it up. And they're a little sketchy. We're doing background checks on them, but we couldn't verify their
I don't even know what this
authenticity.
means. Where's this going?
Yeah, go ahead.
So-
Go with the names.
Where was that? Was that
Was
Yeah, where did you put that list? It was great.
Yeah.
is this something I didn't see? Because I don't know what you guys are
You
talking
you
about.
might not have.
Well, Juliana
Yeah.
Flannery was the first one that
Yeah.
I definitely saw
Oh,
come
oh,
through, and
yeah.
that was a little suspect. Juliana Flannery from
Yeah.
the Math
Oh, those
Factory.
were real.
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
Dang it, Ryan.
Ugh. You guys aren't funny.
yes, the females applying for the tournament, submitting for the tournament. We had one was a late one that came in, and it's not on this list. But that was Chastity Boyd. We have Juliana Flannery. This one is a little. Maybe this one was out there. Was it Jaqueline Lowry?
Oh.
I had a hard time pronouncing that. Jaqueline Lowry. And you guys listening, please help us do some background checks on these people. See if we can find them.
Yeah.
The last one was Cody Lynn Gamble. And those were all those names were added to the female portion
Cody Lynn
for
Gamble.
like they want to get on
I wish I
into
had
the women's
this kind
bracket.
of time.
Yeah.
Cody Lynn Gamble.
Yeah. So, but yeah, if you could help us out there in podcast land and let us know if where we can find these people,
Throw
and,
them in the bracket.
yeah, and get them about agreements.
Coaches, get if you're listening and your guys haven't applied, you got to fill out the form. There's a form. You got to go to our website. I put it in the link I put the link in the comments of everywhere we're putting this out live right now. So coaches, make sure anyone you want. We're only gonna take people from this list. So there are definitely people that I heard wanted on it that have not applied.
On the list, yeah. And we'll be pushing the list up through next Friday. We'll be making more posts about it, more tags, more things like that, so everybody who wants in can get in.
We can be on the list to be considered.
Mm-hmm.
We promise that if you submitted one, you don't need to submit more. I promise. Like you're in there.
We got it.
If you submitted
got it.
that and you got it, like there's a bunch of people on here.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of what's coming down for us right now. Having this podcast kind of went everywhere, first of all. Like that's kind of what put it in context for me. But having the 22 the point replay tomorrow, just awarded some meat bucks. Looking forward to the bracket tournament. Looking forward to Hootley versus Timbo Slice. December is going to be insane. But in the meantime, you kind of hinted at the female fights too. Like, guys, there's some announcements coming that you're going to be very excited about.
There's
very
some
excited
Awesome announcement. Like I feel like on this podcast, this is like a window of opportunity for us to like share with people.
Yeah,
And speaking of windows, what?
that was awesome. That was well done.
Speaking of windows, if you were going to buy new windows, tell me, Hunter, what would you do?
I would ask somebody who's in the roofing and remodeling business who does their windows for them. Who do you trust to do your windows, Ryan? And you would say Russ Green at Go Green Windows and Construction.
Go Green Windows and Construction. Awesome people. There are our trusted and valued sponsors, but I'm not only a member of Hair Club for Men, I'm also a client.
Yeah, that's super true.
I know. Or no, not the Hair Club for Men.
Well,
thing.
yeah. Me and Ethan need that, though.
Do I have any bald spots?
No, dude, you're doing good. I'm pretty jelly. Pretty jelly.
Am I good?
Full coverage.
Okay, cool.
Full coverage like T-Mobile lately.
What was the guy's name on Hair Club for Men? What was his name? Does anyone know?
Asking me.
Was Russ
Asking
something?
me.
Russ Green.
I
Russ Green.
thought it was Russ
Okay,
something.
it is not Russ something,
All right,
but
no, let's Google it.
Russ is the best.
Russ.
And Go Green, they have the best window installs. They have the greatest quality. Awesome people, awesome job, guaranteed to make you happy.
Yeah.
And they're
they rule.
huge supporters of Western Pennsylvania MMA, period, point blank.
Yeah, they might have the most fun at our events out of anybody there. It's up for debate, but they're certainly in the upper tier in terms of just the excite. Like Russ texts me all fight week. He gets so excited on fight week, and I love it so much. It's like, I mean, it's how we feel too, but it's cool to have somebody else as excited as us about
Other,
what's about
other
to
than
happen.
Luke.
Yeah, Luke Payson is in the Russ Green tier of excitement for sure. And I will say, since this is the podcast, this is when we announce stuff. There is a fun Go Green Windows and Construction announcement coming soon as well with their sponsorship. They're taking things to the next level a little bit.
Boom.
A little bit. They're in it. They're in it for the long haul, as they should be. And with the new venue, with some things we got going on, there's going to be some exciting Go Green stuff.
Exciting stuff, bruh.
It is. This is all very exciting. So, to recap, Hootley wins the Meat Bucks. Hoot,
Congratulations, Hoot.
congrats,
Great,
dog.
Wait,
Great
who
job
won it?
in the cage and out of the cage.
Yeah. Yep, for sure, man. Very well deserved. And then rolling right into the news that Hootley's fighting Timbo Slice December 16th at the Monroeville Convention Center at Burgh 19.
We really had a Hoot here on this podcast.
We had a hoot.
This was
That
a
is
hoot of a
absolutely-
podcast.
Absolutely true.
I'll tell you that. I'll tell you that.
Hey, nice.
It's been a hoot.
It has. It's been an absolute blast. Thank you, everybody commenting, chiming in, engaging. As Ryan mentioned, if you missed it, tickets will be on sale very soon for Sprawl on the Burgh 3 and Brawl on the Burgh 19. So we're looking to pack the convention center in Monroeville
Pack it up.
December 15th, 16th. It's coming up soon, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get it. Hoot, text me. Get your meat bucks. We'll do a little shopping trip at Strip. See, it's hard to say.
Say it
Strip
fast.
District Meats.
Fast.
Tough. Strip District Meats.
Faster.
No, I can't do it. End it, Danny Palm. Get me out of here.
Oh, no! We're the Chipmunks. Alvin, Simon, Theodore.